The Laker themed, two different lightings, top and bottom. I have a measuring tape. She loves having her head out the window. No way, no way. Kia has gone above and beyond. I'm doing it with my one single hand. For the first time ever on Kia, completely covered. Look at the size of it. It is one of the lightest. What's missing on this EV3?
Welcome to Cars in Korea. I introduce newly released Genesis Hyundai and Kia cars. You guys already saw it from the background. I'm here today to cover Kia EV3. And I'm here today at EV Unplugged Ground. From the name, you can already probably guess that this place is dedicated for the EV and EV only. This is where Kia showcased their EV9 for the first time, also the EV3 as well. And I am finally here to check it out myself. Really wish I could get this coverage of the Kia as soon as possible as well, but I am trying. So once again, I came down here straight right after knowing that the EV3 is up for display. And right off the bat, EV3 is not as big as you think it would be, but it's not as small as you thought it would be either. FYI, I actually currently own and drive 2023 Kia Seltos. Well, I read the spec sheet and I went through the numbers and I already knew that it was really similar. Well, let me just give you the raw feedback right away. My first impression is that this rear portion and design is one of a kind. It does not have fast drop-in or more of a traditional SUV shape, but more like a box seat towards the end, meaning there's gonna be amazing cabin room for the second row seat, let alone the driver's seat. Before I get all excited, but I already am, you can probably see, just look at the beautiful taillights. That language that we have seen from EV9 is carried over straight to the EV3. I want to show you, I have to go step by step, right? So let me tell you about the exterior of the EV3 first. So you can see on my left is the regular EV3 model, and on my right, far behind corner, that's the EV3 GT line. So Kia EV3 is actually a bit shorter and lower, but a bit more wider compared to Kia Seltos, Kona as well, because Kona and Seltos, you know, essentially the same car. Price I'm giving you here today is the Korean price that's directly converted into the US dollars after all the government subsidy, everything that you can get. So it is actually the OTD out the door price I am giving you. The base trim, the car goes somewhere around for the late $20,000 figure, 29-ish here, and the car can go all the way up to about 35 to 36,000 US dollars. This price will differ depending on a country to another, and also when the car hits the North American soil, the price will definitely be different. Do double check with your local dealers. Gotta give you this angle. I actually met EV9 right here where they have displayed. So, I mean, this place is gorgeous, but I think the EV3 really goes along with this place really well, meaning this car is really modern and urban, don't you think? This car would look great on metropolitan cities and so forth. Look at that. So first and foremost, I definitely have to talk about the DRL and the front look of the car. The cars you see here are fully loaded models, so everything is included for these two cars. Being said, if you go with the lower trim, you're not gonna get this LED headlights, including it on the screen right now, but it actually looks quite all right. Instead of this 2, 4, 6, so instead of these 12 cubes that you see right over here, I think you're gonna see about 3 of them for the base model, but that looks amazing as is already too. Not everybody looks for the loaded model that I know, so long stretched design. Definitely this is the cue that we have seen from the EV6 facelift. I will show you at the end of the video as well, but this DRL as well as the bar that connects in the middle is one of a kind when it comes to Kia. Pretty sure Kia has thought about connecting the lines, the lights right here. Well, that will definitely give a more of a Hyundai look, if you will. I think that is one of the reasons why that they deviated away from it, and just like that, the DRL just shut off, so expect to see this when the car is completely off. So when you look at the overhang of the EV3, this is not
long by any means. And that has to do with the design of the bonnet. You see, it just rapidly, quickly drops down towards the end with a beautiful flat Ghia emblem. So this is now standard on all Ghia cars, of course, having that tiger look on the front. Speaking of the materials here, you see the plastic cladding right over here is actually made of the recycled and upcycled plastic, the fabric and the seats inside that I'll show you momentarily. FYI, those reusable and recycled materials are actually more expensive than the manufacturer to use the brand new materials instead. That will actually increase their cost. However, once again, that's Ghia trying to be sustainable. This plastic cladding stretches all the way down to here and carried over to that design, but that is one of those things that sets the GT line apart from a regular model. I mean, you can already see that the design is different. I'll show you that momentarily too. The car being an EV, of course, there's the active air flap in the middle that will open and close accordingly to cool down the battery when needed, and also will be closed to lower the CD coefficient of drag. Speaking of which, this EV3 established astonishing number of the CD actually is lower than that of the Ghia Niro EV and Kona EV even. So EV3 has achieved 0.269. Given that a bit of a boxy shape towards the end, that is surprisingly low number. Lower the CD, lower the number, better battery efficiency, hence higher driving distance that the car can cover with the same amount of battery and power. So let's move over to the profile of the car. Look at this. One of a kind. We've never seen a profile like this from Hyundai Motor Group just yet. You can see that the EV3 has started this unique look of the EV3. I mean, from the profile alone, everybody would know that this is EV3. Counting in the fact that this is somewhat a baby version of EV9. People are already calling this to be the baby EV9. It's not just the exterior, but also the interior, which I will show you. Again, I'm sorry, I'm taking just too long forever for me to get inside and show you the interior, but there are just so much to cover on the exterior alone. So look at the wheels too. I mean, it's not a square to be precise, but there is a square shape inside the wheels. When I first saw this with the EV9 and Ghia's take on their opposites united, the design language and theme of the Ghia brand, I was a bit skeptical about it, especially when I first saw that triangle wheel on an EV9, right? Take this out using this, that's where the bolt is gonna be. You can easily take the wheel out. And they also have implemented the valve right where the black part is, an extra step further to make it look sleek and flush, just like that. EV tire from Nexen Anthera Supreme S, and EV exclusive tires. And you might think it's just a different name or just a rebadging a tire, but no, it's actually specifically developed for the characteristics of an EV. This is all manual, just like this. But I mean, it's not a problem. If the charger port was on the front, it's really prone to all those bug splash and it's going to get super dirty for the obvious reason, but having it on the sides, it is relatively kept clean compared to having the charger port on the front. Huge upgrade that I noticed right away is, look at that. So it's just as simple as that. You don't have to unplug the cover no more. All you need to do is just push it down and you're good to go. The cover won't close unless you close this guy up. The charging status, when there is a problem with charging, maybe orange and red, it is the obvious thing, but I really like that it's just super flush with the cladding being part of the design, so it doesn't really stand out all that much. It's not like, hey, I'm here, I'm a charging port kind of thing. I'm not done talking about the profile. The Y shape, and again, we've seen that first time with the EV9. It's borrowed straight from the EV9, as you can see. The design here tends to be highlighted a bit more stronger towards the upper portion than the lower. It actually sets the car from the top portion prominently, whereas the bottom portion kind of fades out, giving that curvature look altogether. That is the opposites united, which you will find here and there throughout the car. So that means I have to point that out. The Ghia emblem logo on the steering wheel is put on the right side, far right, another opposites united. I really have to get into the interior, but I will, trust me, I will. As with most of Hyundai Motor Group cars, now there is pretty much no side skirts anymore. When you open up the door, the side skirt portion also is part of the door. That way, inside the car is kept relatively clean from the outside. Most of the times, that's how you always get your pants dirty, when the door is not covering up the side skirt portion. But thanks to that, now it's implemented together with the door, so you don't have that anymore. Take a look at this design, and then there is the GT line. So you see the difference immediately. The door handle, so it is a hidden type. We've seen this on a few of the micro cars, I guess. Would have been or could have been nice if it kind of was together with the flush door handle type like the first row, but then so I don't know, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, it does not fool our eyes. Proportion-wise, nobody is going to be mistaken and think that this is a coupe SUV. No, just relocating the door handle from here to here and making it look sleek, it really adds on to the overall design. It's beautiful. Great amount of piano black is used on the profile and towards the end of the car as well. I know not everybody is a big fan of piano black. However, I think Kia has done a brilliant job on the EV3 because the use of the piano black, not only does it give that unified look in terms of the profile, but it actually separates this roof from the body, the lower portion, kind of giving that suspended look of the roof and making it look super sporty and unique. I'm going to be using that term a lot today. Unique. This car is unique. A lot I've never seen before. Designs, features, and techs. At a glance, you see it looks like it's suspended. It has that crazy spoiler, but it is all connected down to here. The roof rail, it comes with the black, and same thing for the GT line as well. I thought there was no rear wiper, but it is hidden just so well. It's all the way inside, right over here. Seems like it has a clear and long third brake light, just like that, and that is the built-in Cam 2, the onboard camera that records both front and rear with the audio, so you don't have to get the third-party onboard camera no more. This will be different if you get the base trim. I don't think there is much of a difference when it comes to the front look of the EV3 having the base trim versus the highest, but there is quite a difference when you actually come take a look at the rear taillight. And this rear design goes along with the front look of the car very well. The straight reflectors and the design cue that we have seen here and there with the EV lines of Kia series. Rear diffuser, and I have to show you this for the first time ever on Kia. Look at that. The undercover, the under panel of the body is completely covered except for the battery and few other parts. That actually is going to help a lot with the airflow increasing, helping with the better aerodynamics of the vehicle. So this will get converted into the driving distance and battery efficiency. Truly amazing. And it is also the same case when I pop the hood, which I will show you right now, I guess. Pop the hood using that, just like that. Oh wow, I mean, it's EV3. Once again, the lowest number baby car above all of the EVs from Kia family, but there is still the gas lift. It is a big thing. That is what separates you frequently using your frunk or not. And not the largest frunk you can find on the market, to be honest. That is my iPhone 14 Pro Max right there. So you can guess how large it's gonna be. Just storing your charging cables, your car wash items and everything. And I like the finish right here on the hood. Sound absorbers, but it also locks and keeps the item storage inside the frunk safe. The rubber finish here for that extra safety. And you can easily access the battery by undoing the cover just like this. The washer fluid, you don't even need to do any uncovers. Pretty much, that's the only two things that you will most likely be accessing as the owner. Rest of the stuff, it's up to the mechanics to take care of, right? Just a couple of pins that they need to undo. Easy and accessible when it comes to repairing, access to the engine bay and so forth. And look at the size of it. So due to the size of the bonnet, it's not all that heavy. It is one of the lightest. I mean, there is the lift doing all the work. It is actually one of the lightest that I've tested out recently. All right, now let's get inside the EV3 and I will definitely show you the GT line, so stay tuned for that. This is non-GT line, a regular model. The flush door welcomes you just like so. That's how it operates if you haven't seen it before. It's the same handle that we've been seeing throughout the Hyundai Motor Group family. As I have mentioned at the start of the video, there are a lot of reusable materials that's being used inside this EV3, be it the seats, the interior, the dashboard. All of this is from the reusable, upcycled and recycled material, Kia being sustainable. What's different? I have never ever seen this before on Kia cars yet. So you see all the ventilated heated seats and heated steering wheel is all located right here. So there are 2 memory seats, very direct and intuitive. The rest of the buttons self-explanatory. Ambient light, that is vertical, and there's another ambient light underneath, and you can actually set 2 different lights, top and bottom. And once again, that is something that we've never seen before on this segment of a vehicle. You can control it 2, 4, 6, 8-way seat adjustment, so slide, tilt and bolsters, but that right there is the relaxation mode, relaxation seat. So with a push of a button, the seat is going to do that. I mean, it's not a brand new technology, but once again, having this on an entry EV SUV like Kia EV3, that's quite amazing, because you occasionally spend time charging your vehicle inside your vehicle, so that actually comes into a big play. Speaking of which, it's also tied together with the onboard infotainment system, including the OTT service and all. I will tell you about that momentarily too. All right, so let's get inside this EV3. I had the relaxation mode on, but you see it automatically just comes back up like that. And oh my God, it is just so comfy. The headrest, it just feels amazing. EV3 got all the goodies from EV9. So, well, EV9 owners out there, I mean, don't be envious. It is one of those things that Kia has been doing a good job with, which is implementing the technology that was not even available on higher versions of the cars. And when I say that, I am referring to Kia Sportage getting the bigger screen. I mean, of course, Sorento got it on the facelift, but Kia Sportage actually got it first. So Kia does not necessarily discriminate their car just because it's the lower version or cheaper car. It has the shift-by-wire SBW right over there, and the start button is implemented within the gear knob. You might not like it all that much at first because it kind of feels like it's all hidden, but once you become the owner, get used to it, you will reach this without looking at it, of course, just like that. So, okay, the car is now all fired up. Running the AC indoors without a problem because there is no fume exhaust coming out of this vehicle. I can run the AC as I speak. You see, I was looking for the ventilated seats somewhere here, but it's all located right over there. The ventilated seats, just like that. Press hold to cancel it at once, just like that. And the same thing goes for the heated seats as well. Press hold to cancel it. The frequently used buttons are physical. I like that. It has the dual 12.3-inch monitors left and right, and it's connected all horizontally. I mean, it is divided somewhat. The screen itself is not all connected. However, the physical harness, the housing, is all straight lines and connected, giving that flush look. And the 5-inch monitor exclusively for the AC. So all of the buttons that you will look for when using the AC is located right here. And I'm running the ventilated seats. It's already super chill. Hyundai Motor Group cars had amazing ventilated seats all this far. So, but again, it really helps on summer days like it is here in Korea today. So UI, GUI that we have seen before on EV9 and other latest Kia cars as well, you'll have a good idea of what the car can do and what it does. It's all self-explanatory. And these buttons right here, again, we've seen before on EV9. It is not a physical button, but it does give you the haptic feedback when you press on it, so you know you pressed it all right. And you can also have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on these cars. You can see the usage of the batteries, all of that, which is really useful when you drive this car around from time to time. I've done that with my 1,300 kilometer test drive on the Ioniq 5 PE. Definitely go check it out. And the car also comes with the 360-degree cam. Very fast, direct. This will also pop up when you go into the narrow type parking area. So this is going to help you big time when you drive the car around in real life. Very fast, intuitive. You can have all sorts of views just like this. Same thing for the rear view as well, the 360 view, just like so. You can have all the settings here. So UI, GUI, it is the same thing that we have seen before, no big surprise. There is the relaxation mode on the passenger seat too. What does this car like not have? So seriously, Kia has gone above and beyond because it was usually always just the driver's seat only, but EV3 passenger also get it. You can also tilt and slide the seat, which comes really handy when you have baby sitting on the second row seat, and C-type charging ports on both sides, so you don't have to fight over your charging cable. And the AC vents are straightforward, very intuitive and direct. Use that to control your volume. Frequently used features are actually physical buttons that I really like. You can control the temperature using that and AC using that. That we've seen on other cars too. Push that to have your phone only charging. Push that to have your phone charging and transferring the data. And charging outlet, the good old 12 volt outlet. The drop down glove box, just like so. It's not the largest one you will find in the market, but it gets the job done. And oh, you see? So it actually drops down softly like that. Premium sound system from Harman Kardon, and ventilated heated seats for the passenger seat over there too. Above it all, the most important thing when it comes to the interior of the EV3, I would like to point this out. And you think this is just your ordinary regular armrest, but no, it is not. Look at that. So it is actually now a tray that you can utilize inside your car. To be honest, that's the last thing I'm gonna do inside, eating something inside my car, but well, I know a lot of people do that, so it's okay. You can use that as your tray. You can lift this up, place your laptop, work inside your vehicle. It is a hard surface, but it does have some finish. It's coated to some extent. So if you place your laptop here, it's not going to damage your electronic devices. Just beautiful touch. Look at that. Right over here, it's actually cut, so you can actually easily grab onto it and move it around just like that. You probably hear it too, but it does get locked just like that. So it's not going to fly out when you are driving the car. It's only going to slide forward when you want it to. Having a tray on top, there is no storage over here, but it's all storage right over here. I don't think anybody is going to complain about having not much of a storage when it comes to the EV3. So if that is not enough, you can always do this with the cup holder. This is one of the brilliant items and tech I've seen on cars. I love this. So you can use the cup holder when you want to. When you don't need the cup holder, you can use it as the extra storage. So, and that is for your phone, wireless charging pad, just like so. And oh, very direct and intuitive. The phone is being charged. I'm curious if the color is going to change if the phone is fully charged. Well, it's at 91%. Hopefully it will charge up before I get out. I really like where the charging station is located because it's really accessible, easy to get, because you could be using your phone at red lights and all, easily accessible. You can take it out and just throw it inside. There's also the bars around it, so it's not going to move around all that too much. So this is the extreme angle that the phone is going to move. Even if it's at an angle like that, the phone is charging all right. Details and details everywhere. That's what Kia has done with this EV3. Auto hold, parking cam, and parking alarm. The downhill speed assist. Enable this feature when you're going downhill, so the car is not going to pick up crazy amount of speed. Press on that. The camera is going to pop up immediately. It is time for me to tell you and go over the iPedal 3.0, which is first implemented on this EV3. So everything, the buttons on the left is associated with the everything ADAS, HDA related. You can choose different drive modes. There is My Drive. Oh, there's even snow mode. Despite the fact that this is the front wheel driven car, there is only front wheel driven version, single motor on the front at the moment as we speak. The all wheel drive, meaning dual motor, is a possibility, but there is no guarantee. Same thing, the GT line will be added later on. All the different graphics that you can go through, and it also changes the ambient lights. The SoC state of charge is at 95%. The car can go 470 kilometers. Look at that. It also shows me the maximum could go up to. The car's been running for too long, I guess. So again, I'm gonna fire it up again. Press this to mute the volume. Let's get back to that again. So the car also shows me the maximum driving distance possible there too. So 705 kilometers. That is probably turning off all of the AC and using all the glides. No way, no way. I just turned off the AC. It's showing me 747 kilometers. Oh my God. On average, it's showing me 511 kilometers. I just cannot wait to test drive this vehicle. I mean, it's showing me 747 kilometers. There's no way that Ghia is going to fool us, giving us the wrong number. Wow, 747 kilometers. I am genuinely surprised. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to test drive the vehicle ASAP. There's another direct graphics that shows the range guide. Accelerator and the brakes, I love that gigantic footrest. It always helps. So let's move on to the second row seat and show you the rest. The second row of the EV3. So there is that handle that will actually control all the tilts and folds of the car, just like so. Again, it would have been nice if it was all motorized, but again, you can only ask so much. There is definitely a limitation as to what Ghia can put on their entry-level SUV. I have no complaint about that whatsoever. The same design cue, obviously, from the first row. The door handle, it is finished in plastic, but it doesn't really feel all that cheap. I think you can also see from the screen right now. Oh, look at that. The powered, fully automated, fully powered window for the second row seat too. And oh wow, I like the fact that the windows roll down all the way down, because there are cars that do this, right? You guys know what I mean. Thanks to the beautiful design that we have with the EV3, the window can be rolled down. My doggo is going to love that. She's not the tallest dog in the world. She loves having her head out the window. She's gonna love that. A tiny storage, self-explanatory, not a biggie. There is a cup holder here though. Not going to be able to fit your venti size cup though. So this is the second row seat of the EV3. Now I'm inside again. Fully automated window. I love this. Something that you don't see on this level of the CUV, entry-level SUV. The seat pushed all the way forward, and look how leaned back I am. And let me give you, this is locked at the first angle and I'm pushed back all the way. Just look at this difference. Oh my God. I am 176 centimeters tall. This has great amount of headroom. So look at this. I already feel really relaxed on the second row seat alone. To be honest, this mesh grille headrest, this is the best one in the world. So it doesn't really feel as comfy as I did with the first row, but again, level of the inclination and declination I can get on this seat, on the second row seat, this truly is amazing. It's really comfy. Well, this is much better. It was a bit less obvious with the car that I was, but I'm inside the GT line where it's prone to get dirty. If it's finished with the darker interior and the lighter interior, two-tone, you might think that might be a bit off, but trust me, it looks really great. Like, if you have actually seen, I think I have to name you here, I'm sorry, but if you have seen Hyundai Casper's two-tone seats, this Ghia's EV3 looks much, much better. And the cup holder, just like so. It also has the ISOFIXes, so two of them here. You can use it over here and one over there. Just paying attention to fine detail. Look at that. There is a rubber here. It will prevent making the rattling noise. Love that, paying attention to fine detail. Amazing. So look at this beautiful two-toned interior, just like so. And this is something that you probably have not seen from any other videos on YouTube just yet. So this is about where I will be sitting. Yeah, that feels like it. By the way, the telescopic here, it's all manual. This is about the sitting position that I usually have. I'm going to go onto the second row seat and give you the measurements. So FYI, this is about the space I have. So it's not like I pushed the car all the way forward to cheat. No, give you. So look at the legroom that I have. The best part, it's actually carved inside, so you can stick your feet underneath. That makes a huge difference for the second row seat experience. I got in, again, lean back all the way like this. Just so comfy. Love it. Lock it at the first angle, and just this alone is more than enough and plenty. Boy, wow. this is truly relaxing, trust me. So what I want to show you is this. I have a measuring tape. I mean, you see, I can do this and show you, give you an idea of how large the leg room is, but let's do that. One on the top is in feet, one at the bottom is in centimeters. That is what I am talking about, everybody. You can stick your feet underneath and there is quite a lot of room, just like so. You also get the AC bottom over there too. Speaking of which, another AC vent on the second row seat. Not something that you always see and find on the cars of this segment. You can easily fit a water bottle and smartphone like that, and a document and extra storage that you can use. Also use this as a coat hanger. Same thing for the passenger side as well. And now that I have the measuring tape, I actually want to give you approximate measurements. You see, I can only do so much doing everything on my own. Almost vertical, and that is the number 114 or about 45 inches. Let me show you the trunk on this regular model. So it's all dived down like this. So it's how deep the trunk is going to be. So that's for the fire extinguisher and other items, I guess. But you can easily pull this guy up just like that. And you see, I'm doing it with my one single hand. When you fold the second row seat, it is nearly flat. So you cannot fold the seats from the trunk. You actually have to use the same lever as you would when sitting in the second row seat. Brilliant, brilliant job. And as you are seeing it for yourself easily, I can easily do it with one single hand, just like so. The luggage screen is going to be attached right over there. It is sold as a separate accessory here in Korea, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the same case around the world. Check with your local dealership. So that is the finish on the trunk cover button. There's also a manual handle. Oh, so the car has all the automated tailgate, but this would not hurt. Maybe the power tailgate might not be all available on all trims. LED lighting here. Dynamic welcome light. You can have two different lightings, top and bottom. Once again, not something that you see every day on this category and segment. So you can set it to whichever the lighting you want. And of course you can have the single color like these. A lot of usage of the ambient lighting interior inside, and you can see the strong ambient lights on this side as well. However, there is no foot lighting, keep in mind. I mean, I'm going to ask more and more. And those are the buttons, and you can also open up your sunroof just like so. So it is the wide panoramic sunroof that's been attached. So there is no digital center mirror, unlike EV6 and Ioniq 5 and such. So the rear view, it's not the best one in the world, I'll give you that, but it's not the worst one either. If you are used to driving a coupe-ish car or coupe SUV, you're not gonna have any problem. But if you've been driving a large size SUV, you might need a bit more time to get used to. Not a deal breaker, I would say. You'll get used to this in no time, trust me. Entertainment, there is also games available. I think it will be released as a subscription model, but double check. It might be updated and different depending on where you are, but you see there are games that you can now play inside your vehicle. So the sports, and you can go into the My Teams, and once you do, look at that, you have all the teams of the NBA, Korean League as well, the baseball too. When you go into the screen layout, you can customize the display themes, as you can see. Feel free to scan the QR code. I think it's going to tell you a lot more, but you can change the design of the theme just like so. Okay, so I went with the LA Lakers. So the Laker themed color, and oh, look at that menu too. I love this touch. Never seen before, something that we haven't seen before. So this is the preview. So you will have all of this theme on your vehicle when you install it. It is for subscription model here in Korea. It's about 20 bucks per month to subscribe to this theme. I guess Kia is still testing the water, but at least they're giving us something that they can try, right? Chicago Bulls. So you get the idea, just like that. Again, it's better than nothing, and that there is also the digital picture frame, cluster theme, screensaver, split screen. So all of this you can control in the menu. Feel free to pause the video when you need to look for more information. but it is very direct and self-explanatory, just like so. When it comes to the voice recognition, I mean, it will be available when the car is exported. It is just not supported in this domestic model. But first time ever with this Kia EV3 is AI voice recognition system that's been implemented into the system. Based on the ChatGPT, you can actually talk to the car. So it's not just as simple as controlling the AC, opening and closing the windows and so forth. That was only possible with earlier versions. You actually have the ChatGPT available as you drive. So i.e., you can ask, find me a good, decent Korean restaurant nearby within 3 miles. So anything that you have done using the ChatGPT, this car can do. But something that would have been really amazing if it was made into a reality is that if the car was able to also implement the data that the car can collect using the cameras and the sensors, right? Ask, what's the car in front of me? How fast is the car going in front of me? Anything like that, right? That sure certainly is a possibility, right? Pretty much sky's the limit when it comes to anything AI. So really groundbreaking technology that Kia didn't really emphasize all that much. The rest of the buttons and menus, feel free to pause the video as I have shown you. There is also battery preconditioning mode, and despite the trim, there is the heat pump on all of EV3, so that is a huge plus. I've been saying this all throughout today's video. What's missing on this EV3? Like, there's none. Kia has gone above and beyond. The iPedal 3.0 that I was telling you about. You can actually now use the iPedal when reversing. Feel free to pause the video and read it off. And did you know EV3 will also lock automatically when you walk away from the car with your key or without your key, because the car also gets the digital key 2.0, which allows you to start and lock your vehicle without a physical key. All you need is a smartphone. It just goes on and on. So the utility mode, there is also V2L both inside and outside of EV3. So the HUD, it's not a combiner type. It does project right onto the windshield, which is the ultimate HUD that we have in the market right now. Eco, normal, and sport. You can control the steering when it comes to your custom settings. So the built-in cam, you can have all sorts of the options, and the SD card is actually located right over there, just so you know. There is also what's called HOD, hands-on detection, meaning you don't have to shake your steering wheel every now and then. When you have the HDA, highway driving assist on, the car will actually detect your hands being on the steering wheel. Just have 2 or more fingers anywhere within the steering wheel, the car is not going to pop up the alert saying that you should grab onto your steering wheel. And definitely important is the battery capacity. There are 2 types of batteries when it comes to the EV3. There is the long range with 81.3 kilowatt hour battery and 58.3 kilowatt hour battery for the standard model. That actually gives 500 kilometers according to the Korean standard, but it will certainly be more than 600 kilometers under WLTP standards. It supports 400 volts, not 800 volt, which will charge 10 to 80% in 31 minutes using 350 kilowatt charger. And EV3 did not miss out on the safety. It has 9 airbags all around the car. So that's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and like Cars in Korea if you did. I mean, I've been shooting the car for 2 hours, if not 3. I don't know how long today's video is going to be, but that just is what it's going to be. I mean, I just couldn't help myself. There is just so much I needed to go over and tell you about. And I will actually be meeting this EV3 one more time at Busan Mobility Show. So if there is any question that you have, hopefully you don't, because that means I didn't do my job. So if you have any questions, drop in the comment below. I will come up with another video of the EV3 when I met the car again at Busan Mobility Show. All right, so that's it for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. And let me also show you the light operations. Obviously, it's just a DRL on right now. Hopping inside the driver's seat of the GT line. Headlights on. High beam. Set it auto. So everything off. Set it auto. Left turn. Right turn. Hazard light. High beam. I see the high beam is actually, there are like 2 levels of high beam. I have no idea what it looks like from the outside, but there are like two different levels of high beam IC. Huh, that's interesting. So there's the headlight. So when you have the headlights on, you don't see that. But when you have it off, the two different levels of the high beam, just like so. Interesting. Here in Korea, it always has to be white. But Kia lately always has been using the amber lights for their DRLs, right? So I'm curious if that will be the case for North American market. I don't think so, because it wasn't the case with the EV9 or EV6. So that being said, most likely it's going to be just white for this EV3 as well. Let me show you the rear operation as well. Hop it inside. All the lights off, lights on, brakes. Brakes on, brakes off, brakes on, brakes off, lights off, brakes on, brakes off, brakes on, brakes off. Right turn, left turn, hazard light, and lights on, brakes off, brakes on, brakes off, the lights, and the hazard light. So I'm not sure if I can put the car into reverse. No. And this is the exterior, the look of the GT line. Do you notice the difference right away? I mean, the DRL, the headlight, the front look of the vehicle isn't much all that different except for that detail right over there, and also the profile I showed you. Let me take my word back. It actually looks quite different when you look at the grille where the active air flap is. So it is all shut down. That kind of a design, the lines that we've seen, I think we've seen that inside the vehicle, inside the infotainment system too. As it always has been with the GT lines from Kia family, the cladding is now finished in gloss, the piano gloss. I mean, yeah, the piano black is going to be very vulnerable to scratches and rock chips, the physical damages and all. And it is one of those things that gets dirty real quick, but when it is taken care of, look at that. That actually makes the car look sleek and sexy. I like that. So on a regular model, the side mirror was actually the body color matched. Instead of having the silver, this portion is also body color matched, unlike the regular model's silver finish. There is an extra design right over here that will also help with the CD and aerodynamics of the vehicle. So it doesn't really stand out all that much, but every single tiny detail like that add up together, yielding that low CD. Exactly the same is found on the rear wheels as well, just like that. It's the same thing, you spot the same thing on a regular model